one shocking tip to help you get sleepy. Hey, it's Coach Wukon, and today I want to play a game with you, the Sherlock Holmes game. What is the Sherlock Holmes game? Well, as you're watching today's episode of Sleep Legends, episode 1, I'm going to be leaving footprints and handprints inside the episode about what is this one sleep tip that can help somebody get a restful sleep. Second, on my agenda for today, I want to talk with you a little bit more at the end of this episode about what that sleep tip is. And before I reveal what that sleep tip is, I want you to comment down below and try and guess what that is and what do you get. If you guess it right, you get a car if you're on Oprah. If you're not on Oprah, you get a heart from me in the comment section down below. So let's get started with our first character in our Sleep Legends series. We're starting off with Walt Disney. It's 1939 and you are in New York, son, in the Big Apple. That's where Walt Disney was in his 20s at a World Fair in New York, and his face was happy. He was seeing people from all over America that had gotten together at a World Fair. He went on a big, bright red Ferris wheel. He rode it and he saw the entire city up from above. He went on a roller coaster going left and right and down and up. And as he went through the World Fair, Walt Disney saw kids and adults with faces of happy emojis, happy to be there. But 3 days later, that World Fair was gone and people's happy emoji faces were replaced with the 9 to 5 sad emoji faces. And Walt, right then and there, he was inspired. He was inspired to create a place where people could go to every single day, so that he was inspired to create Disneyland, a place where people could go 365 open, so that there's always people with happy faces. They're excited and joyful and happy. So that day he rushed back to his house and he told his father he got in a conversation with his dad. Walt Disney took a scalpel in his hand. He opened up his chest right in the middle. He unleashed He opened it up, he took his heart and he showed it to his father, telling him, "This is my dream, this is my big dream in the sky, the thing that I want the most." And what did his dad do? His dad told him he was insane, that he could never do that. And in that moment, Walt Disney felt as if his dad had pissed on his heart, on his dream. And I want to ask you for a moment here, have you ever felt like somebody had pissed on your heart's desire, like somebody, or I have a better question actually, have you ever felt like somebody you really cared about didn't believe that you can do the things that you want to do in your life? Was it a friend or a family member or a partner maybe? For me, I'm very glad to say that when it comes to the dream, my big castle in the skies, my parents are, both my mom and my dad, they're people, especially my mother, they have always supported me. No matter how big or how crazy some people might think my dreams are, I have always had their support. And hey, mom, dad, if you're watching this, I know your English is not perfect, but if you're watching this, I fucking love you. That said, I've had friends who, just a month ago, I was sharing with a friend about some of my bigger dreams, and he was like, that's impossible. That was his immediate reaction. I want to ask you, who was it in your life when you shared your dream about what you wanted to do that just said, that's impossible, how are you going to do that? I want you to know, when they say that, they're not saying your dream is impossible. They're saying it's impossible for them to do something as big and as bright as what you want to do. So, don't give up. Giving up is just, it's out of the question. Keep going, keep building your castle in the sky, and one day soon you will step your foot inside there. Now, let's get back. Let's get back to Walt. So, his dad, he was sharing all this, and by the way, just to remind you, we are playing the Sherlock Holmes game in this episode. So as you're watching, try and figure out what are the footprints and the handprints I'm leaving about what this sleep tip for good restful sleep during the night is. So Walt Disney, he heard this from his own dad, and when he did one of these. He shook his head, and then he thought to himself, let me get on the phone with my brother. Let me see what he thinks. Maybe he's a little bit, maybe he has a different opinion. So he got on the phone with his brother. Hey bro, I'm gonna open Disneyland. What's Disneyland? This is gonna be, and he told him about his vision, about his dream castle. And you know what his brother told and when you know what Walt's brother told Walt Disney? He said that he was insane. He also told him that he did not believe that was possible at all. So now Walt Disney had been told twice that his dream was impossible. He put down, he said, okay, thank you for your feedback, put down the phone. And obviously he did not give up on his dream, but in that moment, imagine you were in Walt Disney's place and two of the most important people in your life. First, your dad, somebody who, for all of us, when we were kids, our dads were our heroes, our biggest mentors in life. So one, you have your dad telling you, nope, this is impossible. And that was, by the way, because Walt Disney's dad, he was also a businessman. He had tried different ventures, but he had failed all of them. So he didn't believe in himself, so he didn't believe in his son's dream also. And also you get your own brother, your own flesh and blood telling you, this, you could not do it, just give up. So that puts a lot of stress on somebody, doesn't it? And stress is bad when it comes to sleep, because stress, the more stressed you are, the more difficult it is to fall asleep. And there are more reasons as to why. You can watch some of my previous episodes, but that's the big thing. The more stressed you are, the more difficult it is to fall asleep. So how do you do it when you've been stressed the fuck out? What do you do? Well, what Walt did that day, and I want you to comment below, is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? What do you think? What Walt did is he went out of the house. He went to a frozen lake, a clear lake with 10 centimeter thick ice. He took out his black, what do you call them, skates, put them on his feet, and he started roller skating. And as he did, breathing in the fresh air, he went round and round and round. And now, before we go back to Walt Disney going back home and going to bed and seeing, did he fell asleep that night or did he not? I want to ask you, Did you catch the one shocking sleep tip? The fingerprint I was leaving in this episode about what this actually is. Comment down below before I share it. And now that you're back, now that you've commented down below, let me share it with you. It is this. Exercise. See, as I mentioned before, stress. If you wanna go to sleep well, you want your body to be stress free. You wanna release stress. And when it comes to stress, what's really interesting, what most people don't know about, is stress accumulates not in the brain, but below the neck. It accumulates in the body. So one of the first fingerprints, I left two actually. The first one was when Walt Disney's dad said to his son that he could not accomplish his dream. What did Walt do? Do you remember? Walt did one of these. He shook himself. And you will see this in every single animal throughout the animal kingdom. You hit a Pomeranian, you hit a long-haired cat. What's the first thing they're gonna do if you hit them or you kick them? Their initial response is they just shake themselves off. So that is it. That's one way of releasing stress. Another great way of releasing stress is simply doing physical exercises like Walt is doing right now. Putting on his skates and skating around through the lake. Now, are there better ways to release stress? Yeah, sure, there are some. In fact, I have just wrote what I call a sleep cheat sheet when I talk about how to kind of become a Superman so that all that stress that blocks bad sleep, think of stress as a pistol, as a revolver firing insomnia bullets at you. When you become a Superman, those bullets, they just bounce off of you. So if you want to learn how to become a Superman during the day so you can fall asleep easily at night, just check down the description. I'll leave some info down there for you. Now, going back to Walt. So he's skating around, and as he is in that lake, you can see him make one big circle there. Then 6 feet away, he makes one more circle as if he's drawing on a paper. And then, finally, what he does is he makes one giant circle connecting the smaller two ones. What is he doing? Can you guess what he's drawing? Comment down below. Well, what is drawing? One big circle, and then one giant one. That's it. He's drawing his signature Mickey Mouse figure on that lake. And as he did, he smiled. He went back home. He put his head on his pillow, and he fell asleep. And he slept well that night. And that is it. That's our first episode. That's where we'll conclude. And before I give you a preview of what's coming up next, I want to thank you for hanging out with me today. I had a great time with you, and I'm looking forward to chatting with you again very, very soon. My name's Coach Vulcan. See you soon. Now, preview. Coming up next on Sleep Legends, we have $20 million. Walt Disney, now a few years later, he wants to put $20 million into opening Disneyland, but his brother Ronald, he does not want that. He still thinks Walt is insane. And not just that, but Ron is going to wage war against his brother Walt. Who is gonna win? we're gonna have a fight. Ron in the left corner and Walt in the right corner. Who is going to win? Brother versus brother. And when two brothers face each other, if somebody wins, does anybody really win? When it's brothers, when it's real true brothers fighting? Some big questions coming up. Well, if you're not so interested in the philosophy of it, and you just wanna see what happens next, tune in next week and we'll find out together. I'm creating these episodes as we go, so I don't know yet what's gonna happen exactly. I'm kind of curious what my brain comes up with, so this is going to be good. Thanks again for hanging out with me, and I'll see you very, very soon. Have a great day and a great night.